In this tutorial, we will go over the basic layout and some of the most common features in Fire Insights. Here, on the main page, we will find shortcuts to some of the tabs that we will go over, including the Projects and Executions pages. In addition to this, the main page provides us shortcuts to each of the most common projects that exist on this machine. We can also view a brief summary of the executions by date and some of the latest executions. The first tab that we will go over is the Data tab in the top left-hand side of the page. This dropdown will show the file system in addition to any other connections that we have on this machine, including Snowflake and Databricks. This will show our file system and will allow us to upload, modify, or delete files from our system. The second tab is the Projects tab. This is the most common tab used on the machine on Fire Insights. Here we can find all of our projects, and if we click into each project, we can also find the data sets that are associated with the project, the workflows in the project, and the executions specifically for this project. The next tab that we will go over is the Executions page. The Executions page differs from the Executions tab on the projects pages in that it shows all of the executions that have been completed on this machine, regardless of the project that they are associated with. Using the options in the top left, we can either show the executions by us, a single user, or by all of the users that use this machine. We can also filter the executions by status. Using the options in the top right-hand side, we can perform certain actions for each one. We first need to select the executions which we want to modify, and then using the Actions dropdown, we can perform that action. Next, we can also search for a particular execution if we want to view one more in depth. Using the options next to the executions on the top left-hand side of the page, we can also view a summary page. This will provide some baseline statistics about the executions on this machine, including the executions by date, the executions by duration, and the executions by status. This is a good way to provide an overview of what is going on this machine and the executions regardless of project or user. Next, we will go over some of the common features that are used using the More in the top right-hand side of the page. This shows us two of the most common options, the processors and the search. These are both very useful for learning more about Fire Insights and for troubleshooting issues that you may encounter. Using the processors option, we can search for processors by name and find out more details about them. Here, if we search for the correlation processor and click into it, we can find more details about the possible options that each of the dropdowns provides, in addition to the data types that the processor accepts. Next, we will go over the search function. The search function allows us to search for either a workflow, a node in a workflow, a data set, or a dashboard. This is a good way, for example, using the node in a workflow search to learn more about a particular processor. We can now find all of the workflows that contain this processor, and we can find the projects which they exist within. This can help us find examples and learn more about each processor, in addition to finding particular workflows that are relevant to the work that we are doing. This was a brief summary of some of the most common features in Fire Insights. If you want to learn more about the processors that are available on Fire Insights and how to use them, please check out our other videos. Thank you for listening.